There's something here that I've got to show you guys. Of all the petroglyphs that we've looked at in our travels, and that's been thousands, I've never seen anything like this. I have to show you guys this big, huge petroglyph. You're not going to believe it. Well, this morning, Linda and I are camped at the Hickson Petroglyph National Recreation Area. It's between Austin and Eureka, Nevada, along the loneliest highway in the United States, Highway 50. And let me tell you, that is a pretty lonely highway. You go for miles and miles. You never pass up a gas stop in Nevada. You always make sure you top off. From this campground, which is a BLM campground, by the way, nice place. There are a couple of trails you can take. One is a fairly short petroglyph trail, and you can branch off of that and do a much longer trail if you like. For the most part, the trails are nicely laid out like this, although when you get up on the mountainside, it's a little different. The trails aren't difficult. There's some beautiful vantage points along them. First thing I want to show you is right down here, not far. Behind this railing, there are petroglyphs. I can't show, the lighting is just terrible right now. They tend to be extremely intricate, except for Aaron up there. Aaron thinks his name is important. He doesn't realize that the only reason his mother gave him a name was so she wouldn't have to say, "Hey, stupid." So anyways, Aaron put his name up there. I hate that. But if you could see this petroglyph, you'd see that it's very intricate. We'll get to that in a minute here. What I wanted to show you was down here. Oh, by the way, they said that they think that the horseshoe-shaped carvings mean woman, but they don't know that. They're just kind of guessing. There's horseshoe-shaped carvings all over in here. Must have been a lot of women. Let's see. Where's that one I'm looking for? You can't go up there, but I think there's a shelter cave up here. Right up inside there. Oh, here's the guy I'm looking for. Ah, man, I wish the light was better. You can't see him hardly. I'll see if I can maybe turn this into black and white or something so you can see him. But anyways, there's a fellow here. The lower part of him is like an inverted U, and his head has horns coming out of it, and some other kind of a feature. I don't know if it's a headdress or if that's an alien. And there's a lot of carvings down below here too. The thing about these petroglyphs is they're intricate. This is a whole panel here telling some kind of a story, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the trip out here over the last couple days. It was something else. We had gone down to Pioche, Nevada, which is down in the very southern tip of Nevada. Usually it's pretty warm in that area, but this time in our favorite places to camp, it was windy and cold, and we put up with 2 days of that, and we decided we had to make a trip to Reno to see a friend, so we thought, well, we'll just head for Reno.
We tried to enjoy it. You know, we really did.
Yeah, because Pioche is such a nice area,
Yeah.
But anyways, we left and kind of headed up towards Tonopah, and then beyond that towards Reno. But we had been driving all day, and by the way, between Pioche and Tonopah, there's no gas stations. You just have to know that, and it's a long ways. So
make sure you fill up before you leave Tonopah.
Yeah. So we made that part. Anyways, to make a long story short, the weather was deteriorating, but we'd also been driving all day, and we decided to look for a place to camp.
Yeah, so our first opportunity was along Walker Lake. So we pulled in there and found a spot, and it was kind of,
It was worse than that's just north of Hawthorne, by the way.
yeah. Well, that explains why there was nobody there.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was spitting rain and it was gusty, windy, and we parked the trailer and got it all level and everything, and then but the wind was shaking the trailer, and I thought, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we'll just drive on a little further.
Yeah. We have more daylight.
Yeah.
So anyway, we continued along, and then we found, what was it, an abandoned motel?
Well, first we pulled into we were looking for a shelter from the wind because of the high wind, so we pulled into the lee side of a abandoned service station.
Yeah, gas station. But it was all covered in graffiti. All the windows were busted out. There was trash all around, and we didn't feel too safe there.
No.
So we pulled out on the highway again and headed down the road.
Till we found an abandoned motel, and we pulled up out of the wind in this abandoned motel, and there was plywood on the doors and weeds growing up, everywhere and stuff. So we figured nobody's going to care. So we pulled up there and went back into the trailer, and not 10 minutes later,
there's a very nice knock on the door, not this bang, 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 but a little knock, knock, knock.
I mean, it was like 10 minutes later, and I opened the door to see who was there, and there was a young man outside, and he was wearing one of those fluorescent yellow jerseys and a baseball cap. You could tell he was a working guy, highway crew or something like that. And he had 2 Australian working dogs with him, they were also polite. But he said, "Are you going to be staying here for the evening?" I asked him, I says, "Is this your place?" He goes, "Yeah, I own the property." And I go, "Oh, I'm sorry, we'll move if you want us to." And he goes, "Well, are you going to be just camping for the evening?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, you're all right." But I told Linda, I says, he was such a nice guy. I says, even if he would have told us we had to move, I'd have still liked him. He was just that kind of a person.
Yeah. So we had a nice night there.
Yeah.
In front of the old motel.
Yeah, then we traveled on the next day heading for Reno. Hey, you know why we were going to Reno? Was to see a friend who was selling his Harley leathers. And that was kind of interesting. I ended up getting some good stuff.
Yeah. So good luck to you, Frank, on your move.
Yeah. But here's how that deal went. It was a classic bargaining session, a back and forth. It started out with the two of us, kind of like 2 prize fighters, waiting for the other one to make the first move.
So, what do you think you want for these things?
Well, I got a lot of money wrapped up in these things. This stuff is expensive. This is all Harley Davidson gear.
So what kind of price are you thinking of there?
Well, this stuff only has 250 miles on it.
So, I don't know. Well, how about $200?
No, for that price, I think I'll just keep it.
Well, then name me a price.
Well, that jacket alone, so I got several $100s just in the jacket.
Yeah, it is a nice jacket. But I see it for sale, and
You looked it up?
yeah, I did.
Oh, well, they made all different jackets.
Well, that's true. So, come on.
No, name me a price. Name me a price. What do you think?
300?
Oh, well, and then the chaps alone, those chaps, those are a lot of money too. And what about this helmet?
Yeah, I don't know. I already have a helmet.
It's a nice helmet. It's like brand new.
Yeah, but
It's a Bell. That Bell helmet's worth a lot of money.
well, that's true. But so, what are you thinking about the helmet? What do you want for that?
I don't know. What do you give me for it?
$50?
No,
Use it.
no, $100.
Ooh. Okay then. $400 for the chaps, the jacket, and the helmet.
Oh, phew. I don't know. Well, okay. I think I paid too much. Frank thinks I paid too little. So it was the perfect deal. Oh, good. It's lit up by sun. This panel right here. This is approximately 4.5 feet high by 6 feet wide. And it's very, very detailed and intricate. You can't tell what it is. It is so old, but it was carved so deep, and it must have taken a long time to carve this panel. I'm going to try to take a picture of it and maybe put it up in black and white, or maybe high contrast or something to bring out these lines and everything. I don't know if I can, but I'll try for you. But every inch of this is carved deep, telling some kind of a story or saying something. And if you don't think this is a language, wait until you see the next one I got to show you. What the heck? Isn't it something, Linda?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I can't believe how intricate it is. Oh, down there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Get my shadow out of the way. It's hard to see, but there's...
the deer. If you come over here, it's easier.
I don't know. And then even up here is a little triangles up there with lines through them. Don't know. It's definitely a language. Hope the lighting is decent on this other one. Oh, it is. It is. It's even better. What is this? This one is like 3 feet high and 8 feet wide. It looks like writing of some kind. It's just amazing. And once again, it's deeply carved. Whatever this says, it was very important at the time, because somebody spent days doing this. 1,000, 1,500 years ago, longer, they don't know. Isn't that something? Of course, the whole rock is carved. Up here in this corner, a series of lines, diagonal, and who knows what it was. They definitely had a language. And it's written. You know, here it is. It's in the petroglyphs themselves. You see some of them in some of the same petroglyphs across the Southwest. I assume that means the same thing, like a circle within a circle, or the wavy line, which could be a river. Some people say a snake, but usually when I see a snake, it has a head on it, on these petroglyphs. Sometimes a fork at the front, like a fangs. Wavy line could mean water or river, or Linda said mountain range. Could be that. but they definitely had a written language anyways. And those people were just as smart as you and I are. They weren't heathens in the way we would maybe tend to think of them. No, these were smart people. But in all our travels, I've never seen petroglyphs as intricate and as deeply carved as these are. Most of them are just kind of pecked in. Sometimes they're scratched in. Sometimes it's hand painted. But I've never seen anything as elaborate or as deeply carved as this. I thought you might enjoy it. Hey, you guys, don't forget to look into our Patreon page. It's a good way to donate to this channel. Keeps the wheels turning for just a few dollars a month on your part. We'd appreciate it. This was just a fun video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's time for Linda and I to get on down the road. It was 28 degrees here this morning.
Yeah, look at this. Down.
Yeah.
Fleece. Thick shirt. Yeah.
I think it's warmer back home. Anyways, it sure is a beautiful area. But anyways, see you around.
What is that? Is that a
Piece of napkin.
Well, he's probably finding the ants on it to eat, huh?
Over there's a whole bunch of ants.
Pretty bird.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.